I'm Michael Reese.
And I'm Woods Davis.
And this is the Digital President Podcast.
We've cracked the code for generating customers online for every business model.
In fact, we wrote the book on it.
We've built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses in as little as 90 days. And the one truth that we discovered is
the best business model is doing what you love and living your life by strategy.
You truly can follow your passion and create the life of your dreams,
as long as you have the right strategy.
If you're a real estate agent and you'd like to learn how you can partner with us to help you implement our strategies and systems in your business so you can make a lot more money and have a lot more time freedom, all without ever paying us a penny or giving up a percentage of your commission, go to partnershipdetails.com and schedule a call with us today. While it's fresh in your mind, go to partnershipdetails.com. Now on to the podcast.
First of all, let's start with welcome to the Digital President Podcast with your host, Michael Reese.
And I'm Woods Davis.
And want to talk a little bit about this holiday time of the year. I'll never forget. So first of all, what we're going to talk about is it's your responsibility as the business owner to know whether you're in wartime or peacetime. I wanted to start this episode and dedicate it to my good buddy, Jay Kinder. I remember one year, and because what really, I guess there was a lot of times I was trying to save Christmas. And so, what I mean by save Christmas, that means you don't really know when you're living life by transaction. You don't really know what's going to close in December. In fact, you're just trying to get through Thanksgiving. And then you're going to look up, it's going to be Christmas, the New Year's, and, getting through the holiday times. For us, there was always a gap. And I would like to say there wasn't. We've done well. I've gone into the Christmas time of the year with 2 deals on December 2nd and ended up closing 16 deals that year. So I want to first of all inspire everybody, every single person. If you're watching this, run through the finish line, because here's what's happening. Agents are going to slow down at a disproportionate than the market slowdown. Obviously, the market's going to slow down. The bell curve, it's irrefutable. You can't do anything about it. But what you can do is you can run through the finish line. And so that's what we're going to talk about. And the reason I dedicate this to Jay Kinder is one time we were at this place, I think it was called Maggie's. And there was Christmas lights everywhere. And they had this jingle bells. It was this amazing jingle bells. And Jay would probably have to tell you the song. It might have not been. It was a Christmas song, a famous one. And we're over here trying to lay out this course to save Christmas. And Jay says, if someone doesn't turn that damn Christmas music off, because we were in wartime, right? We were in wartime. And, just to inspire people to know, just to share a little vulnerability, I remember, many, many times, one time specifically pulling up to my in-laws' front house. I remember parking by the mailbox and backing up so my truck door didn't hit the mailbox, or my car door. It was my Hummer to be exact, so SUV door. And I remember backing up, and I remember just taking a deep breath because I hadn't done any Christmas shopping. And I was just crossing my fingers that these deals closed so that, I had enough I had enough disposable income to invest the way that I wanted to. And so, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about saving Christmas. We became experts at it. And, I've shared many, many, many texts with Woods Davis with the Grinch. You remember that one? He has the Grinch. It was a Jiffy, which is kind of
and he got the bag and he's got a little smile. I remember that exactly.
No, he did. He had a machine gun. He's in the sleigh, and it's the Grinch, and he has a machine gun, and he's pointing down, and I want to make sure people understand, because we led with profit. I'm not talking about not having money saved. I'm talking about not going backwards. I'm talking about not running up the credit card. I'm talking about spending on Christmas in a way that you've never spent, having your best Christmas, because it's a lot more fun to have the best Christmas than it is to be in a situation where you're digging a hole, putting stuff on credit cards, and then now you're going into the even slower months, January and February, and none of those things that went on your credit card are revenue generating, and now you're having to do more transactions, dig out even more, and be more stressed because of this one period of time. And so the good news is we believe that a funnel can solve any problem. And we're going to talk to you about a couple different ways on how you can shake that Christmas tree.
Well, the biggest thing is having that awareness, right? That number one is that, yeah, there is a little bit of seasonality curve to the business, right? That's just a fact. People are going to slow down. People are going to, even just outside of real estate, just consumers, period, maybe going to spend less money on investing in their business. They're going to spend money on other things. They're going to feel tighter on their budget. But I think what you mentioned earlier really resonated with me is that agents and your competition is going to slow down disproportionate to the way that the market slows down. And the focus, especially going into the holiday season and even going through the holiday season, is getting really clear on your KPIs and not giving yourself permission to go backwards, not giving yourself permission to just let things slide and chalk it up as if it's okay because you have an excuse because it's the holidays. Well, it's the holiday season. It's expected to slow down. It's expected to be slow. Well, a lot of times this is the opportunity that you have in your business to apply disproportionate effort. Like one of the things I just posted on a story the other day, and I was just kind of sharing some of my thoughts is that, you know, I love the holiday season. I love staying on my game in the holiday season. I love to enjoy them. I love to have fun and take time off and be with my kids and really enjoy it. But I enjoy it way more when I'm hitting all my numbers because maybe I put in a little bit of work up front to make sure that I'm not going to slide backwards. And that's really the biggest thing is, man, having peace during the holiday season because your numbers can actually go up. In fact, I feel like we've always made some of our biggest strides during the holiday season because again, we're using this time to get ahead. You know, we're using this time to maybe be a little more strategic and ask ourselves, well, where could we be wrong? What could we be doing outside of what we normally do in order to drive the numbers?
Well, for me, brother, the thing that I can tell you is my biggest breakthrough came during Thanksgiving, and it was attending a webinar. Biggest investment I ever made. I invested in a software that I used for over a decade. That one investment a year before, a guy that worked for me was tasked with the assignment of reviewing the software. Said, man, we don't need it. It does everything. We already have everything it does. And it was the holidays, and I was sitting on the couch, and one of the things that I did, you know, religiously was I consumed content. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is, you know, if you're not where you want to be, it's because you haven't learned something yet. And it's not about just going and doing things. It's not about going fast in the wrong direction. It's about really getting clear, like Wood said. It's about identifying those KPIs. And I think that, you know, for me, I've always done a jam session. Right now, you know, I have a skill that I want to learn. We talked about it on the last episode. You know, I woke up this morning. I went live this morning. Going live every single day is one thing you're going to see with me during the holidays. I believe in producing content, valuable content that, you know, demonstrates your expertise. And so for me, it's social media content with clear calls to action where I'm producing value, but I'm inviting people to take the next step. And so I went live today. I went out and got my. I should have went live yesterday, but I didn't. But it would have surely been a great video. But every single day you're doing things, and it's about learning then teaching, learning then teaching. So that's one thing that I religiously do during the holidays is, you know, I'm consuming content at a high level. And I'm taking advantage of that net time, that no extra time. When you're driving from, you know, Dallas to Oklahoma City or from Oklahoma City back to Dallas, if you're traveling to grandma's or grandpa's house, you know, try to identify, you know, what things you need to be thinking about, what thing you need, and be specific. I mean, I know Dan Kennedy, you know, one of my mentors, he wrote a book. He surely had a course on how to make money during the holidays. Another mentor of mine, you know, was putting out great content of how to do well during the holidays. And here's what it is. It's still a contact sport. Nothing changed. Yesterday, I interviewed a guy from, he was from Savannah, Georgia, and had a great call. He just partnered up with us, and he had some questions, and Jay had connected with me with him. This dude did 74 transactions by himself. I don't care who you are. I've helped agents on my team get to 40, 52 transactions, but this guy was doing it all by himself. And, one of the things that we had a discussion on was he was wanting to do more transactions, and we had a discussion about getting more leverage because the guy literally has no more time. And so the first thing I would say is if you have not checked out the 7 stages, which also there is 8 stages, Woods, I know we have 2 different versions. 8 stages is the most recent, but go find is it 8 stages on the YouTube we did, or did we do 7?
7 stages.
Yeah, so go check out the 7 stages of business. We'll put a link somewhere up here in this video, and check it out. Find out what you're responsible for, knowing what stage of the business you're at. By knowing the stage of the business you're at, you should be able to articulate your biggest challenge and problem, the thing that you need to overcome. If you can't articulate your value proposition, demonstrate your value, articulate your value, make your value visible, if you don't got great sales presentations, post campaigns, things that you do pre-marketing campaigns so that you show up in a way where people are predisposed to do business with you. If you don't have any of that stuff in place, then I'll tell you, the worst thing you want to do is skip that stage and go to learning how to get in front of a customer and then lose to somebody like me that's out there hungry, who's done their homework, who's mastered their craft, who can articulate their value, because that's just a waste of time. So you can't skip the stages. So go check out what stage you're at. And the only reason I bring that up is this guy was at the hustler stage. And at the hustler stage, you really need to start getting leverage with people, systems, processes. You need to be really clear. But at the end of the day, Woods hit the nail on the head. You have to know your KPIs, your daily activities. One thing, I'll tell you, Darren Hardy introduced me to this concept. He said that success is not owned, it's rented, and the rent's due every day. That's my, I'm down 26 pounds as of right now today. 30 days would have been the Monday mark. And I'll tell you what, man, it was real simple. I stopped doing one thing and started doing something else, and I got a little bit more organized. And what I mean by that is, and I set a big goal. That's really I set a big goal. So I registered for a half Ironman. Normally I'd go for the big Ironman. I registered for the half Ironman on March 20th. I made the investment, hired a coach, bought the bike, got all the swim gear. I created an environment. I invited other people that wanted to do it. I think, what do we have? Probably 10 people doing it, maybe?
Yeah, we got a good amount now. I think we are up to 10.
Yeah, so this morning I woke up with somebody texting me, did they want to hit the run? So I did all of that. But again, in addition to being able to do that, I had to prepare for grocery shopping, so I went grocery shopping. I got my fruits, my vegetables. I decided on my diet, fasting till noon. There's all different types of diets. I'm not endorsing one over the other, but I got something in place. And I had a little strategy: drink water. I ordered all of my nutritional products. Some showed up today. And more importantly, I got on a schedule and I started weighing every day. I bought a Garmin scale that links to my Garmin Connect with my Garmin watch, and what measures gets improved. And so I made a stop doing list, created a plan, and got people involved where, I got people around me that were trying to accomplish the same thing. And next thing you know, you look up and you're down a lot of weight. And I personally believe you'll be watching this episode pre-Christmas, and I'll be down another 20 pounds. I told Woods, I said, the next time you see me, I'm going to be lighter than you've ever seen me since you moved to Dallas. That's my goal, and it's mathematical. Right now, I know what I'm losing, and as long as I stay on track and do what I'm supposed to do every single day, and I hedge against the things and understand the things that are going to take me off my game.
Man, I was going to just ask, man, I mean, what would happen if you had the traditional mindset that like 99% of people have going into the holiday season? What would happen to your goals? What would happen to your numbers? What would happen to your progress if you fell off for, during Thanksgiving, Christmas?
Let me tell you something. The pants I have on right now are loose. And I'll tell you what it's like. During the holiday season, it's like, well, I can't wear those. I can't wear this. This doesn't fit right. This doesn't fit right. And then you go with the stuff that, you're left with. Nah, when I got out of the shower this morning, I went straight to my skinny pants. I went to my favorite shirt, my Lulu gear. If you're wearing Lulu, you're going to either you're either going to look like a vacuum seal, like I don't know if you ever bought like a bratwurst or something. You're going to look like a bratwurst
Leftovers.
yeah. Or you're gonna be in there, looking, shredded like a bag of cheddar, if you will. But no, in all seriousness, all I'm saying is, if you distill down what I'm saying, don't think about the way that we're thinking, think about the mental models, and think about the frameworks as it pertains to principles. Stop doing lists, create a big goal, identify your KPIs, what you're going to do daily, and do it, and get more fulfillment out of the process. Here's the problem. When you're tied to an outcome, you start doing the things you're supposed to do every day and you don't see results and you lose motivation. That's what would have happened to me, the first 4 days after working out. But you're not going to go work out one day and see results the next day. I got excited about other things. I got excited about my Garmin. I got excited about rehooking up my Garmin Connect. I got excited about, purchase. I created other victories, not victories on the result, but victories on the things that I knew were going to keep me in the pocket. And again, also, I'll tell you another thing, Woods, that was real important, man. Yesterday, I have to drive 41. It's 36 minutes to be exact, but it takes me about 41 with traffic. It says 36 minutes on the app, and then I end up taking 41. But I'm driving approximately 40 minutes every day to meet with a bike coach which is a gentleman in San Juan who's teaching me how to ride the bike, shift gears. I'm riding with a bunch of amazing people on the island that have been doing it for a long time. I'm going to do, and a lot of this stuff is going to be dropped on the YouTube channel. We've been filming a lot of it. But again, for me, my KPI through the holidays and the investment that I'm making, it goes back to life by strategy. And I said it on the last episode. What skill do I want to acquire? I mean, for the last 2 years, YouTube video content, since we've written Digital President, really leveraging in that, what we call is that freedom funnel, meaning, really getting clear on the path. And, I'll hand it over on this, Woods. I think the problem is, and comes back after talking to the guy in Savannah, Georgia. This is true. When you don't have leverage, he didn't have any leverage. So the whole discussion came around leverage because there was something he was wanting to do, but there was no way he could do it. It was going to come down to him managing his day, him identifying what sacrifices he was going to make, him creating a stop doing list. And I told him, I said it, and I say it all the time, in life, if you want to move forward, life is like monkey bars. You got to let go of something to make progress. And I think when I saw Tony Robbins speak for the first time since the pandemic back in August at the Gaylord Texas at the amazing conference we were able to attend, he said, progress is happiness. And, that's, this morning, I'll tell you what, last night I told you guys, one of my HLAs is crypto. I woke up, I saw the Staples Center was renamed starting on Christmas Day, December 25th, will be called crypto.com. I know about the crypto CRO coin, the Binance coin. I've watched probably 20 hours of video. I'm going to a private invitation only with some of the most influential crypto people who now live in Dorado, Puerto Rico, which there's a lot of those individuals that live here. I'm going to a private meeting tonight that it was a private invitation only. It did cost $500, but that $500 went to charity. So again, I'm going, Jay's going, investing in myself. And getting ahead of, not waiting to 2022. If my skill I want to acquire by 2022 is that, then, and another thing I did is I bought Bitcoin. I watched BitBoy. He's a guy that I follow for all my crypto people out there. I subscribe to his channel. I watch every video. He did a 3-minute kind of end of day wrap up. He talked about 58,000 on Bitcoin being a threshold. And why for him, he wasn't giving financial advice, neither am I, but he was saying why he felt like this was a good entry point. And earlier this week when I watched the celebrity, I don't know who it was, so I'm making this up, but it was someone like Tom Brady was talking to this big influencer on crypto. And he said, when should I buy? I want to get into crypto. And he said, well, it's at 6, they were talking about Bitcoin specifically. It was at 65,000. He said, well, when it drops to 63, I'll get in. And he said, did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? I believe that it's going to go to this number. And he said the number that he believed it was going to go to, which was a significant upside. He said, start now. And I learned from Kramer about a strategy, Woods, called pyramiding. And it's the best strategy because when you investing is emotional. And so you're trying to buy low, sell high. But what Kramer says is if you're going to invest $100, I'm going to use a low round number just for a point of punctuation here. Take your position at 10, because when it goes up, you feel like you did a good job. If it goes down, you feel happy that you didn't get all in, and now you feel like you can get it for cheaper. And it helps you make a decision than trying to time the market. You're never going to time the market. And so, for me, and I told you, Woods, for 2022, I set crypto goals. And I got a buddy here that lives on the island. I'll let him remain anonymous. But Jay said, I talked about it on my live on Instagram this morning. And this gentleman went from, and I'll get the facts. If I get the numbers wrong, I apologize, but it's pretty darn close. But he went from 1.2 million in crypto this year to almost 12 million in crypto. And, I just believe because of our experience, Woods, I believe that there's a lot to learn. I'm not saying that I'm buying anything today or tomorrow, but I am doing one thing. I believe that there's going to be inflation. I believe if there's going to be inflation, that there's stuff like stable coins that are coins that you can invest in that are stable. There's coins that are out there that are more risky. But for me, I'm creating my long-term game plan. I think that when people think about investing specifically, they think that they have to get to a certain place. And I would take that. I would say, no, you don't have to get to a certain place. I'm not going to tell you who or when. I wish I could tell you the details, but it has to remain anonymous. But I'll frame it up like this. I know a very young person that invested $150 a day. And they did that $150, not in crypto. If they would have done crypto, oh my gosh, what would they have been worth? I mean, if they would have done $150 a day since 2012, I mean, there's no telling. I mean, it would be worth millions, but they didn't. They did it conservatively and invested $150, not a day. I'm sorry, a month. Yeah. And their portfolio's worth. It's worth almost. It's over six figures. And I would say in the next 24 months, it'll be multiple six figures. And so, Life by Strategy is not just about work. It's about health. It's about family. And that's what I'm excited about, vectoring the goals, Woods, to that. I'm excited about taking my boys fishing, taking them scuba diving, taking them to have those magical moments, planning those throughout the year, putting them on, vectoring them to the YouTube, sharing, behind the scenes what's going on. And, for me, that skill is going to be investing in myself. And I think there's no better investment than you can make than going out there and adding value to the marketplace, becoming better. And ask yourself this question, the person that you want to be, that perfect version of yourself, what things do you need to stop doing? Who do you have to become along the way? What skills do you have to acquire? What things are you lacking? And use this time to speed up, not slow down, because it's way easier to go fast than it is to go slow. It's more fulfilling. You see the progress, and you're going to be a lot happier.
For sure. And definitely you're going to have that force of average all around you, kind of pushing on you to just do the exact opposite during this time. And I think that there's something that's really fulfilling, at least for me. I feel really good during this time, really going hard, investing in myself, getting super clear, doing some of that deep work and some of those strategic things that may have been sitting on the shelf, using this time to do it and to get ahead. But I'll give you an example of this. So it's obvious, right, that you're going to have the pool of friends, family, or not even that, but just maybe your coworkers, right? Other agents, other people around you that are starting to slack off. One of the things that I see happen all the time, I'm going to use just one little thing. Obviously, we're big digital marketers. We do lots of advertising. We create lots of content. We promote content. We use organic strategies for lead generation, but we're always doing some type of lead generation, some type of marketing. We have campaigns running constantly. And what happens during the holidays is sometimes the costs can increase a little bit because you have increased competition from, retailers, people that are out there competing for the consumer's attention. But what you also have is you have so many people during the holiday season on their phone. You have so many people picking up their phone, and there's so much attention that's shifted over to social media platforms during the holidays. So there's so much more opportunity. And what I've discovered, man, is people tend to sometimes just dial things back. They turn things down instead of turning things up when the opportunity strikes. Even sometimes I've heard this excuse in the past. I remember having this conversation with somebody specifically, and them saying, "Hey, I think I really want to end up maybe just pause my budget for a little bit during the holidays because nobody's going to be answering their phone." And first of all, this was just a blind assumption. It wasn't factual. It wasn't based on any real data. Because when I asked literally like, well, what's your conversation rate? Like, let's talk about the actual numbers. How is that percentage decline? What have you seen happen? It was just a blind assumption that wasn't based in fact, and it wasn't true. It wasn't true. And so anyways, but the reality is like, this is the best time of the year to freaking focus in, turn everything up, turn up on your personal development, turn up on your fitness, turn up on your business, turn up on your strategy, on getting clear on your life by strategy. If you haven't gotten really clear to even just sit down and do some of the exercise and things that we talk about as part of life by strategy, getting clear on what does your perfect day look like, do that, man. Start there. Sit down and write, what does my perfect day look like? And what would have to be true in order for me to live that day every day of my life? And then am I doing the things that's leading to that right now? And if not, where do I start? What can I do right now in order to start making that a reality? That might be starting to invest. That might be starting to, get some clear fitness goals. That might be getting your diet dialed in. It might be getting, some more leverage in your business. It might be creating a stop doing list, to start doing list, figuring out a better business model, figuring out a better financial model, figuring out a way to generate passive income. All those things are on the table. And man, there's just no better time than now to get clear on that.
Yeah, I want to wrap this up with, trying to get back on the point. I think, as I sat here listening to you, I shared the fitness because I wanted to share. I was coming off of the statement that you made, which was not slowing down. You had made the statement, I don't like to slow down during the holidays. And so I was trying to share the statement or the metaphor about, my story about working out. But the truth is it's about saving Christmas. So let me give you this saving Christmas strategy. It's a contact sport, and it is way easier to contact someone during the holidays. This guy that did 74 deals, the reason I brought him up is because he said to me on the phone, he said, Mike, he said, I'm a Mike Ferry guy. And what that means, and I said, well, I'm not a Mike Ferry guy, I'm a Mike Reese guy, but I get what you're saying. But we wrote the book Inside Sales Predictability. But a Mike Ferry guy, what he's basically saying is, Mike, I'm not scared of the phone. I'll make phone calls. And that's why I did 74 deals on my own. Here's the thing, it comes down to one thing. You have to make offers in the marketplace. And so you make offers online. You can make offers over the phone. You can make offers in front of via email. But at the end of the day, if you send 100 emails and 20 people see it and they see your offer, and you call 100 people and 20 people answer and they hear your offer, it's essentially the same thing. If you run an ad and you pay money and 20 people get to the landing page and see your offer, that's really what it comes down to. And I'm telling you, there's not a faster and easier way than picking up the phone, starting with your past client database, right? Because it's hugging your customer. There's a book out there, Jack Mitchell. It's Hug Your Customer. Reach out to your past clients from this year. Start working backwards. Recency, frequency, right? Recency and frequency. The people who've done the most business with you, if they bought multiple homes, the people who've done the most recent business with you, then just people who've done business with you, which is called your buyer list. And reach out to those individuals and let them know you're just checking in. Wanted to wish them, a happy Thanksgiving, a Merry Christmas. For a lot of our audiences, they're looking to grow their brokerage. If I was looking to grow my brokerage, I'd say, hey, listen, I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. One thing I wanted to let you know is I know around the holidays, you're going to probably see a lot of friends, a lot of family you haven't seen in a while. Over the last 12 months, I've had great success and found really a new calling. I've been mentoring agents, and through a new partnership that I have, it's really kind of lit a fire in me, helping agents, and newly licensed agents, experienced agents, but most importantly, people who need a mentor or want to get into the real estate business. If you come into contact with anybody who is looking to get into real estate, I'd love for you to forward them my information. I'd love to mentor them. There's no cost, no obligation. A lot of the things I do scale really well, and I'm just looking for kind of my next set of mentees for 2022. Oh, I know somebody. I know a lady that sent that a letter, something similar to that, to 200 of her past clients, and ended up finding 5 agents that were 5 individuals getting their license that were moving into real estate. If you're calling your sellers or your buyers, even your your sellers, asking them about it being either a great time to invest in real estate, meaning, if they're going to make a move in the next 5 years, maybe this is one of the best times to do it, and here's why. But come up with, what you're going to say and make contact. That's all I can tell you. I would tell you, for us, when we wrote the book Inside Sales Predictability, we got up to making 18,000 outbound calls a week, and we determined every 34 contacts was a transaction. So see if I'm right or wrong. That doesn't mean that everyone was. I mean, I've called I've started in the A's after a challenge over a bowl at Chipotle. Went back to the office and had 8 people witness. I started at his name was Scott Albright, and I think it was Dade County. And he was the first person I called, first person that answered, and took massive action, bigger action than anyone else took that year, based upon what I was offering. But I made the offer, right? And you can do surveys. You can call around neighborhoods, say you're doing an end of the year survey, getting prepared for next year, doing a home ownership survey. You can send out an email for surveys. You can send out a shake the trees, which is really an effective way. Surveys are huge. One of my mentors, probably one of the guys I respect, top 3, if not number 1, did a post yesterday that he's doing an event, and I just saw the post that said it was changed to the Paris Hotel, and he was doing an event in December, and he said these are the 7 things we're going to talk about. And number 7, Woods, was how to use surveys. And guys, listen. When you have the top people in the world that know how to get customers, organizing their content around surveys. There's a book called The Ask Method. Never read it, know what it's about, been told about a lot of people. But, if you can go read it if you want to, if you need a little bit of influence on your belief, if it works or not. But if it works, if you believe it would work, survey your past clients, survey neighborhoods, leverage email, leverage outbound calls, set a goal. Whether that's a jam session, where you say, I'm going to do surveys for 90 minutes a day, starting today, revenue generating activity every single week. Make sure you align the calendar. And if you're going to do Christmas cards, don't wait till the last minute. You should do Christmas cards. You should call people on New Year's, New Year's Eve. You should have a list of people when you do your surveys that say they're not planning on making a move right now during the holidays, but they'd love for you to contact them in January, February, right? We had 161 people in January of 2016 say yes, they wanted to make a move in the next 12 months. And out of those 161, over a third of them had their home pending, under contract, or had sold by the end of June. So we know these things work. The difference is are you going to work? Are you going to put in the work? Are you going to make offers? And I can guarantee you your success is going to be in direct proportion with the amount of people you make contact with, the amount of people that open your email, the amount of people that respond to your survey, or the amount of people you speak to over the phone and make contact with. But you can send an email. You can send an email that asks a question that elicits a response. You can send an email that asks them to fill out a survey. And at the same time, you can also be making phone calls. There's nothing that stops you. So my suggestion is use this unique opportunity of when people are going to be home and they're going to be answering their phone, to go out there and make more offers. And here's the facts. If you want to make more money in 2022, if you want to set up a game plan, if this stuff appeals to you and you like it, make sure you go down and like this video. If you're watching it on YouTube, if you're listening on to Spotify or iTunes, make sure you subscribe. But one thing I wanted to tell you is that me and Woods have been helping agents around the country get transactions fast, even if they've never been successful online leveraging social media. We've helped them do that, and we've documented it. In fact, we got an amazing video we're about to drop where we had all of these people running up to us who saw us in Vegas last week, sharing their success stories. People doing 11 transactions in 49 days, 9 transactions in 60 days, going from nothing, ever selling a home, to over 50 million in production. And if you want to know how you can really attract more business, grow your business next year, if you want to know the best offers that are working right now, then head on over to listingclass.com. There's a short video. We update it. We're about to do an update right now. So if you want to see the current version and then see the new version, we'll have a new version dropping in December. Head over to listingclass.com. It's a short little video. You can watch it. It'll show you ad copy, funnels, ads, conversion rates, cost per click, cost of acquisition of customer. I remember when I helped Tatum, a buddy of mine who never sold more than 18 homes in 10 years, and he partnered with us and did 48 transactions in his first calendar year. I remember digging in, and his average customer acquisition cost was $286 for every $6,000 in commissions he earned. Guys, when you learn how to nail a funnel, then scale it, when you learn how to attract customers to you, it's a much better way to do business. And I believe it simply comes down to having a strategy. And, what me and Woods always say is the best life to live.
Life by strategy.